Maritime News.
MASSA, INSA, FOSMA, ICSA and NUSI have jointly organized a vaccination drive in Mumbai for seafarers of all ranks and positions starting the 10th of June. Details of this pilot project will be communicated to all shortly. The program is being coordinated and executed by the Seabird Health Foundation.
The headlines on Monday, the 31st of May 2021. ANGLO-EASTERN'S vaccination drive a grand success. 856 seafarers and their families vaccinated. GST slab of 18% reduced to 5% on shipping MRO. Container prices, risk of imbalance in global trade. Centre for Seafarer and Maritime Workers Union KAKINADA pushes for vaccination priority. On 27th May, Anglo-Eastern Ship Management held a vast vaccination drive at their premises in Mumbai, vaccinating more than 850 of their seafarers, their office staff and their respective families too.
On the 27th of May, Anglo-Eastern managed another first by holding the first ever vaccination drive for seafarers and their families. A total of 857 people got inoculated, which included our shore staff and their families as well. We were the first of the blocks to get seafarers vaccinated on the vessels of our managed fleet when they called US ports. Seafarers on these ships were inoculated by the single-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Over 50 ships have already been covered in the last 25 days. Anglo-Eastern is always known to be a caring and responsible employer. Our CEO, Captain Bjorn Højgaard, has the vision of having each and every shore and sea staff inoculated at the earliest, and that is what is driving us to focus on this requirement. Eventually, this is also aimed at rescuing the jobs of Indian seafarers, because many ship owners today want to avoid Indians because of the virulent Indian strain. Hence, once the seafarers are inoculated, the acceptability will go up, and that will stand us in better chance to get jobs. Medical research proves that vaccines are effective in saving people from the severity of COVID. And that is why we are doing our best to encourage and talk to our people to agree to get vaccinated. Our next vaccination drive is on the 2nd of June, and then on we hope it to be a weekly affair. We are looking to hold similar drives in other cities across India, especially where we have our offices. We encourage all the seafarers and their families to register with us and get vaccinated. Wishing everybody good health.
The Goods and Service Tax Council may reduce GST on maintenance, repair and overhaul MRO services in the shipping sector from the current 18% to 5% in order to align the tax rates with the competing nations like Singapore, United Arab Emirates, UAE and Sri Lanka in the sector. It plans to amend the place of supply rules to incentivize foreign vessels to opt for tax-free MRO services in the country.
You raised two questions here, which are quite interesting. One is the issue of the rate change for MRO services from 18 to 5%. Now, not knowing what the new rules are, it will be somewhat difficult to speculate. But at face value, I think what is important is somebody should keep in mind that the inputs to the MRO business, for example, steel, paints, electrodes, most of these are rated at 18%. Furthermore, MROs employ a combination of their own labor and subcontracted labor. Now, the combination is very critical to the overall input tax that the MROs experience. And in less than ideal circumstances, it is quite possible that they could be faced with an inverted rate structure wherein they may not be fully able to utilize their input credits. The other issue that you have raised is regarding the place of supply. From what is being published in the press, it would seem that there is an intent to alter status quo with regard to MRO services, which are presently determined under Section 13 subsection 3A, that is, the location where the services are actually performed determine place of service or supply. The change is going to lead us to, I suspect, subsection 2, wherein the location of the recipient of the services would, in this case most likely a foreign entity, a non-resident entity, would determine place of supply. Once again, the actual text of the amendment, if and when it happens, would determine how this is going to be interpreted. The last part was whether this would release or result in increased opportunities for MROs as a result of the location of services change. I personally doubt it, and the reason is most vessels operating on a deployment in today's environment operate under very, very stringent time schedules and limited port stays. Therefore, planned repairs of any significance would be unlikely. The only opportunities that would exist and that would become now zero tax would be emergency repairs, repairs to accidental damages, and so on and so forth.
The impact of COVID-19 has sparked a worldwide shipping crisis, with prices of shipments skyrocketing due to a shortage of containers. Often headlined as a perfect storm, a combination of pressures has escalated shipping costs to more than 4 times the normal rate, threatening the stability of businesses that depend on these trade transport lines.
The freight rates for the box trade, I think they have defied all the logics. All the experts who gave their views that by December 2020, February 2021, everything is going to be hunky-dory, but things didn't happen that way. Just the reverse, it's gone up now by 4 to 5 times to 6 times, of the freight rates pre-COVID. And there's no sign of any decline because the ships are being chartered at an astronomical rate for five years. That means the demand is going to be very, very heavy. Container production has gone into a big way. Larger and larger ships are being ordered. And what will happen is some of these freight rates are going to have a lot of negative impact on certain trades, like the low valued cargoes will find it very difficult to sustain, and a lot of countries will have to start depending on the domestic market or where they can get from nearby places by rail or by other modes. Probably another downfall could happen after 4 or 5 years when the trade at some stage will stabilize, but by then the shipping lines would have made plenty of money. We don't grudge them. They have lost for many, many years, but today they are all laughing to their bank. God bless them. But yes, this is going to have an impact.
COVID-19 has greatly disrupted the supply chains, which in turn has ignited a worldwide shipping crisis and freight rates skyrocketing due to shortage of containers and space. The price of a 40-foot container from Asia to North Europe and from Asia to North America has risen from a mere $2,000 to a staggering amount of $9,000 per container. Since the beginning of pandemic, the demand for commodities such as medical supplies, fitness equipments, home office supplies and computer equipments has forced supply chains to import many more products and material from Far East to fulfill the ever-growing consumer demand. It is estimated that there are more than 170 million shipping containers across the globe used to transport 90% of world's goods, and it is estimated that the average container turnaround time has gone up from 60 days to 100 days during the pandemic. As a result, there is now a container crisis, and the exporters in the Far East and Indian subcontinent are now paying a premium to ship their goods. High freight rates have caused retailers to either cancel contracts or to buy bulk supplies or delay purchases till prices have normalized. In a world where speed is everything and where the global pandemic has resulted in severe delays to shipping produce, digital solutions are now seeking to help the industry remain competitive and responsive to demand. Most of the carriers are now resorted to digital platforms to quote freight rates and book containers. Apart from the shipping lines, the digital platforms are now in place to help businesses of all sizes. For small businesses, it is helping to find new buyers or suppliers. For large companies, it is helping to address the need of understanding and analyzing the market to make data-based purchasing decisions. However, it is important to ensure the service providers are reliable. In the end, I would like to state that the container crisis will not cause imbalance in global trade, but it is certainly likely to cause reorganization of some of the traditional supply chains. And as we speak today, the reorganizations of the supply chains are taking place.
The Under Secretary to the Government of India, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways, has acknowledged the request of the Centre for Seafarer and Maritime Workers Union, KAKINADA, Andhra Pradesh, for providing a separate vaccination centre for seafarers and giving priority to seafarers in the vaccination drive.
On behalf of Centre for Seafarers and Maritime Workers Union, I would like to thank our beloved Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji and Honorable Shipping Minister Shri Manish Malve ji and Honorable Director General of Shipping Shri Amit Kumar sir for their prompt response to our request and their immediate action for providing vaccination to our Indian seafarers. I would like to take this opportunity to request all our seafarers to utilize this opportunity to take vaccination at earliest. We understand our seafarers still facing difficulty in getting vaccination in non-coastal areas. Our state representatives are contacting chief ministers of those states and district officials for vaccination to seafarers. Some shipping companies have already started a vaccine drive for the seafarers, and we request all shipping companies to start this kind of drive in all states of India.
Captain SKS Chaudhary passed away on 25th May 2021 due to a heart ailment. he was 90. He is survived by his wife, Dr. Prem Chaudhary, son Rohit, daughter-in-law Kanchan, and grandchildren Karan and Shreya, and his daughter Shivani, son-in-law Vivek, and grandchild Avijit. He is missed immensely by his family and the shipping fraternity.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching. See you next Monday.